Hi guys, it's been a while, but I finally got my GeekGear Wizardry boxes from August and September. I usually only do a double unboxing once every 6 months. However, in August, something went wrong with my subscription. I had to resubscribe for September, which meant that I missed out on the August box. So I emailed the GeekGear team, and they let me order the complete August box as a past box. Nevertheless, this meant that I got it much later than usual, and that's the reason I'm doing an August box today as well as September's. My intro and ending today are both on voiceover, just because, honestly, I got so tired that I just couldn't get a single sentence explaining the late box issue out. It all got very confusing, and it was getting later and later, so I hope you will excuse this change in usual form. I am filming late because I had to go to the parcel office to collect my newest box, as Pops wasn't in to receive the parcel. So I apologise for the lighting, but hope you enjoy my unboxing and review of my items. Our first item is our GeekGear house pin. And we can see that it's got books on it and also the Gryffindor scarf, which is red and yellow. I think that this is probably the highest quality pin which I've received from GeekGear this past year. I do really like the small subtle touch of having a house scarf on there, so it is a house item but only just. I think that it says in the booklet that these are the popular books for each of the subjects. I probably wouldn't name a potions book Potions or magical creatures, locations and habitats a book name. I think that that's more the topic of the book, but nevertheless we've got lots of different classes there and it looks really nice. This pin is RRP'd, which means recommended retail price at £7.99, which is not bad for a pin which is this good looking. I probably wouldn't spend that on a pin normally though. It's about the same size as the other pins which we've been getting, which most notably would be like the house pins. We've got a head girl and a head boy and a prefect. It's about the same size as those ones, but it's a very different style. It's lovely bright colours, and it's sort of quite gel-like in the sense that it's just got this really smooth front, like layers of jelly or something. Our next item is this bracelet, and it's actually an official licensed one. And we know that, one, because it says that in the booklet, but also it's got this dark blue patterned background, and most licensed Harry Potter items have this particular background on the packaging. You can see that it is a Gryffindor one, so that means that it is a house bracelet, and I think it looks really nice. I really love the Gryffindor in the individual beads. It's the kind of bracelet which I personally would make, and I really love the crest that we've got here as well. Just is really cool. I don't think that GeekGear has given us bracelets before, so it's just really nice to have another wearable item that I can have, but I don't know whether I am going to wear it or not because it is licensed, so I might want to keep it as it is. There was a very limited chance of getting a different set of bracelets, which were house ones, which don't actually look anything like this, but there was like 4 different ones for each house, and there was a very, very slim chance, about 500 people will get those. Obviously I didn't get that, but I'm very happy all the same. This August box seems to be pretty heavy on the wearable side, but that's kind of a good thing. I do love the wearable items, and I have considered getting the wearable box in the past. And I am a big fan of socks. However, when I first saw these, I wasn't too taken. I didn't really like the busy design. We've got the glasses, we've got the lightning bolt, we've got a stag, and then just more things just scattered about, an umbrella. So these look really, really busy. And then I found that they were knee-highs, and my opinion changed a little bit because I do particularly like knee-high socks. They're just cozy and they're cool. I can wear them with tights, with shorts, so they look pretty awesome. So I prefer them now because of that. However, in the booklet, these are worth £11.99 apparently. There is no way I would spend £12 on a pair of socks, knee-high or otherwise. And they're not official ones, they're GeekGear designed, so I really wouldn't pay that. But I am pleased to have another wearable item, although I can't say that this is by any means my favourite. Funnily enough, in this box we actually have two different t-shirts. But the first one is this Magic and Spells t-shirt, which is all red and black, and there's this wonderful phrase saying, "Show where your allegiance lies." Now, to me this looks quite dark magic-y. I wouldn't say that this looks like a good guys kind of t-shirt. At the bottom here we've got DRG, but I have no idea at all what that stands for. So if you happen to know, if you could let me know in the comments, that would be really awesome. So I think that this is quite a nice t-shirt. It's probably not one which I would wear, but I think that it's a cool guyish t-shirt. I think a lot of guys would enjoy wearing this one. After a year's worth of getting GeekGear boxes with all of their t-shirts in them, and even getting two different special boxes as well, I've got a lot of GeekGear t-shirts, and it's now at the point where I can't store any more. We've actually got 3 t-shirts in total today, so I'm only going to be keeping one of them, and the other 2 I'm going to have to put for sale just because I don't have any more room. And I don't think that I'll be keeping this one. As I said, I just don't really like it that much personally. Now this t-shirt is really cool. This is the 3 brothers, and we've got the oldest brother who got the Elder Wand, the middle brother who got the Resurrection Stone, and the youngest brother who got the Invisibility Cloak. I really love the silhouette design, how it kind of looks like a stencil. We've got the moon in the background, and also the colours as well. We've got this sort of really nice tanny, creamy colour with the grey that just works really well. I know that the 3 brothers in the film was a great bit because I loved the way that they told the story with this whole different artistic style, and it just looked really good. And I think that this t-shirt has actually captured that quite well. Not to mention, I'm really pleased that it's grey instead of black. We've had so many black t-shirts that I'm just sick of black t-shirts, to be honest. All I'd be wearing is black if I only wore those t-shirts. As always, GeekGear has sent us some new recipes, and we've got Petunia's pudding, and this is actually the one from the second movie, which Dobby goes and drops on the guests at the Dursleys' house, and then Harry gets blamed for it. And it's all got this amazing icing all over it. It looks pretty spectacular. I think it looks a bit over the top for something that I would want to eat. Nevertheless, it's a really good recipe to have as part of a Harry Potter GeekGear Wizardry box. I think that that's a great idea. And the second recipe is sherbet lemons. I really struggle to say that for some reason. Sherbet lemons are an actual sweet, but they're also Dumbledore's favourite, I think. And he actually uses that as a password for getting into his office. So having that as a recipe is also a really great idea. And besides, learning how to make sweets, that's just flat out cool. We usually only get 1 print with every box. However, this time we actually have 4, which is pretty cool. They were packaged originally all together. However, I've had to unpackage them in order to show them to you today. But also them being all parceled together meant that they were starting to bend, so I had to take them apart for that reason as well. And the first one is the chocolate frog poster. And this is really funny. Down here we've got 70% finest cocoa instead of cocoa, because croaks, you know, frogs, yeah. And also, what's a nice touch is this actually looks like it's just been felt tipped in, the whole border, just how it's been coloured, as if it was originally just black and white and then someone's just come along and coloured it in. This is Fred and George's Skiving Snack Box poster. Range of sweets to make you ill. Not seriously ill, just ill enough to get you out of trouble. And we've even got his box at the bottom with all of the different compartments in it for all of their different sweets which just make people sick, which is really quite fun. This is a poster promoting the advanced potions making class, which some of the students had to take if they wanted to get exceptional owl and newt results. So because Harry wanted to be an aura, he had to actually take potion making in the advanced class with Professor Slughorn, I believe that was. I really like this poster. I like the colours, I like all of these diagrams all in here. Kind of looks quite mathematically, and then you've got all of these angles in here. It just looks really cool. And the last poster is for the 422nd Quidditch World Cup. and this was actually the one with Crumb in it, and they went to see this one during the 4th book and the 4th movie, and I remember Fred and George both going, "Crumb! Crumb!" and singing, "Victor, I love you." I'm actually hoping to see the actor who plays as Victor Crumb at the start of next year, so I'm actually going to get him to sign this if I see him, because that's going to be a really awesome thing to have on my wall. I'm a big Quidditch fan. If Quidditch was a real thing, that would be seriously cool, but I would definitely be into Quidditch. So that is all of the items for the August box, and I think that they did an amazing job. I love the recipes, I love the badge, I love the bracelet. Both of the t-shirts are so different in style that one of them has to appeal to somebody. And then we've got these 4 awesome posters, so much work gone into that, and I think that this is probably, well, I don't know whether it's the best box, but it's certainly got a lot of wearable items, and it's a big thumbs up from me. I love this one. So now let's take a look at the September box. Our first item in the September box is the beanie hat, and it's a house hat, so that's why I've got a Gryffindor lion on the front of it, but it's also got a wand behind it as well as a broomstick, which is seriously cool. I think it's a little bit early in the year, being September, to get a hat, but I'm really happy to have it because I'm actually planning to go away in October to Harry Potter World, which means that I'll get to wear this. Last year, around this time, we got another beanie hat, but that had a lightning bolt on the front of it, and I gave that to Aaron, who is another member of the Mangy Cat team, so now I've got my own, which is pretty awesome, and it's Gryffindor, so that's great. An interesting theory has just occurred to me. In the leaflet, it actually shows the 4 house hats, but they have their attribute written across. So the Gryffindor has courage, and the Hufflepuff one has loyalty, and so on, whereas these don't. And this month's box is actually quite late, it's at least a week late. So I'm wondering whether they maybe had to take that bit off and then get a load more hats made without the writing. But regardless, I think that that looks really good, and I think that having writing as well would have maybe made it a bit busy and harder to see the actual lion on there. The rest of the MCV team have told me that this is a broomstick, but I haven't seen it yet. They've seen it, but I haven't, so I'm going to see this at the same time as you. Really excited. Oh wow, look at the size of it. Does it come with a stand or... Oh yeah, there it is, it's in the bottom. Pops is going to be really pleased because he can use this packaging to put his wands in, because he actually makes wands. Not Harry Potter style wands, but he makes them with bits of wood and then different like gemstones and things. They look really cool. So he can sell those or give them away in this. And it's got a really cool stamp in the corner. It's an owl stamp. I really love these stamps that GeekGear do. They had it on their past parcel as well. It's just really cool. I'm a big fan of the paper packaging. I just like it. It looks a bit more traditional, a little bit more old-fashioned, and it just fits with the Harry Potter theme in a way which commercial boxes and packaging just don't really work. We had a bit of a hard time getting his stand back onto this one because it did arrive without it. They were separate, and we don't think that those were supposed to be separate. But here we have an amazing broomstick. It's so good, and I can tell that it's based off of an old one that they did a long time ago, many months ago, which I'm going to show you now. Here we have the original version of this, and since the moment I got it, I liked the idea for it, but I hated how cheap it was. And clearly GeekGear has heard our complaints about it and made a new and better one. So I'm going to take that one off. This is flimsy, very light plastic, badly detailed rubbish. And this is heavy, really nicely painted, really nicely carved, good balance on it, just looks amazing. Really pleased with that. We all know that the GeekGear wands are not official. They're usually designed purely by GeekGear, usually based off of Harry Potter character wands designs, and then they make them themselves. However, they've done something quite special this month. A few months ago, they did a competition for different people who subscribe to send in their own designs of Harry Potter wands, just what they wanted to have as a wand. And this month, we get to see what the winner designed. This is a 13.5-inch wand. It is supposedly got a phoenix core and is made of chestnut wood. And the carving is just beautiful. I'm really pleased with this. I was unsure what we would get because obviously you've just got a normal person just designing a wand and then it's picked out just depending on what GeekGear are looking for. But this is just beautiful. The carving of this bird, that's just gorgeous. And then it's got some carving here in the actual wood to make it look a bit more stick-like all the way along, just a little bit bumpy. And not too bad a paint job. Again, it's quite flat. If it was a real wand, we would have more texture in the actual wood, in the paintwork, because it wouldn't be painted, it would just be varnished. The bird actually fits nicely in your hand. It doesn't dig in, there's nothing too sharp. It looks a little bit stumpy actually. Somehow, I think that maybe it's because it's so thick here that it makes it look shorter, even though it's actually a good wand length. You might have noticed my wand stand in the background, and that I put here specifically because I knew that we would be getting this wand today. And this wand stand, I did get that from my grandpa's. He made this wand stand for me just so that I could put all of my GeekGear wands in it. And doesn't it look good? It's such a good job. But in another video I am going to be going through my wand stand and all of my different wands. So I've got that one out specifically so I can put this one with the others. It was Julia S who designed this one, so I'd just like to give a little shout out. Julia S, if you're watching this, or if you know who she is, she's done an amazing job of this wand. Congrats to her, just absolutely beautiful. You should be so proud of yourself. Here is the t-shirt for September, and as I was saying about the moons, again we've got this moon silhouette in the background, just like in the month before and the month before that. And obviously we've got the dark blue, which isn't black, but is dark and nightimey, mysterious. Another redeeming feature is that the moons are actually different designs. They look the same, but if you look closely at the stencil, these designs here, this shape on the moon, is different from the shape on the moon in this one here. They've not just copied and pasted the same design each time, they have just genuinely got different moons on the t-shirts. As I said earlier, I am only going to be keeping one t-shirt. So out of these, I'm going to stick with this grey one here. I don't usually go in for getting lots of grey t-shirts, but I do really like the cream and the Three Brothers. It's just awesome. That's one of my favourite bits out of all of the movies, so I've got to have that t-shirt. Our two recipes from GeekGear are steak and kidney pie with buttered peas and Wizardry fondant cookies. This is a very traditional English kind of meal, and the Geek box does go international. In fact, Hogwarts and Harry Potter, it's all internationally known. So perhaps this is more a recipe for people who don't tend to have this as a common meal. They will have this one and be thinking about Hogwarts and about Harry Potter because of it being an English meal. And we've got more cookies. And again, the only thing wizardry about these is the specific designs on them. We've got an owl, we've got Harry, we've got Ron, we've got a lightning bolt. Oh, the sorting hat's really cool. I like the sorting hat, that looks good. So I'm not sure what all of these are. They're just cookies. It's another recipe for cookies. Actually, I did try making the jumper cookies, and the recipe for that was just delicious. I definitely recommend. The hazelnuts, perfect. I don't even like nuts, but that was good. If you haven't watched that video, you need to check it out. It's on there, it's on YouTube. It's a Pops with Pops video. It's got a purple background, and it's just me making the jumper cookies and also the fantastic bread and the spicy love potion, which is also to die for. And our last item for today is the poster, and it's a Gellert Grindelwald crest. I'm going to go ahead and assume that it's a crest, and it seems to have something in a different language here, which I'm not going to try and read, but I'm guessing that that's like their credo or something, and it says 1898. It actually reminds me quite a lot of a Dark Mark when I first saw it, because of the skull, because it looks very dark wizardy, and also we've got this shape here, it's snaking around, which also reminded me of the shape of the snake on a Dark Mark. It doesn't make much sense having the Elder Wand in this if it is a crest, because it didn't belong to his family, he actually stole that. So I'm not sure exactly where that comes from. And we've also got the Three Brothers symbol up in the top as well, the Deathly Hallows. And it's also got some kind of bird of prey here as well. I think I'm going to go with crow. Fun fact, did you know that if you have a group of crows together, it's called a murder? Very interesting. Or maybe not. Well, that's all the items that we got, but what a great pair of boxes. I really got spoiled here. 3 t-shirts, an amazing wand, 5 posters, a pin, a hat, long socks, a bracelet, 4 recipes, and a beautiful broomstick display piece. I would honestly struggle to pick a favourite item here, because I'm impressed with just about all of these. I suppose that the item which I'm most pleasantly surprised with is the broomstick piece, just because I find it so great that GeekGear has taken on the feedback from the old one, and instead of just moving on, they actually remade it, but much, much better. So my best pick would be the new and improved broomstick. Now I just need to get a full-size, fully working one. Next month's clue is the Hogwarts crest. We get specific house items in most of the GeekGear boxes, so almost all of mine are red for Gryffindor. So I don't know if this is much of a hint, but I'm eager for the next box to see what we get. Being October next month, I can't help feel that the hint should have been Halloween themed, like a candle, a sorting hat, or a cat or something. But a geek box is like Christmas every month. You never know what you're going to get, but it's magical and great. Anyways, that is everything. Thank you very much for watching my video. I really hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like button below and let me know in the comments what your favourite items were, or if you know what that Grindelwald poster is. I'm currently competing against my pops so that I can eat a limited and exclusive Funko cereal. Click on the link at the end to find out more. Please also check out our sister channel, Mangy Cat Gaming, and if you haven't done so already, hit subscribe to see more of our future videos. Thanks for watching and keep collecting.